Hello, and thank you for tuning in tonight. My name is Chelsea Sequoia, and I am the author of How I See It. Tonight, I will be discussing chapter number 5, which is about none other than marriage. Now, this is a very near and dear subject to me because I have not been appreciating the way this world has treated the sanctity of marriage. So let's get to it. Marriage is a rippling effect because this world completely devalues it. This world does not respect the sanctity of marriage. And it has devalued it, it has diminished it, it has disrespected it, and it has altered the definition of marriage itself to fit particular lifestyles, not knowing that there is in fact a penalty to doing this. In chapter 5 of my book, How I See It, I go in depth in exposing the issues surrounding marriage and the mistakes this world has made in regards to this issue that has infuriated God and brought upon some pretty drastic penalties. Did you know that the marriage rate in the U.S. is at an all-time low? Only 51% are actually married today that are over the age 18. Some say that it's because of the economy and the lack of money. Our generation today wants to save their money so they'll be able to afford marriage, and that's why our generation stays in school longer and they're getting married later on in their life. That's what some say. Now, that excuse sounds pretty sensible, but I don't feel that that's actually the case. This generation has a very skewed view of marriage, almost to the point that they actually feel that it will very soon become obsolete. This generation feels this way because of the many corrupt fads that surround marriage today. Most define marriage as a commitment that you make with a person that you will love forever. Everyone knows that the initial purpose of marriage was for a man and a woman to start a family and build their lives together. But in the days when morals were still popular, marriage was a prerequisite to having sex and children. However, today you can marry just about anything and for anything. They treat marriage as if it was a Bruno Mars song. It's a beautiful night. I feel like something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you. And they go off and get married. It's not that important. It's not big. It's not a big thing. It's not important. Marriage has become so unimportant. It doesn't really matter what you marry. You can marry just about anything. You can marry a child if the parents sign off. You can marry someone who has the same body parts as you do. You can marry multiple partners very soon. Polygamy. In today's society, you could probably even marry a sex robot or a tree or an animal. Basically, this generation has taken something so beautiful and turned it into a joke. What happened to humanity's morals and values? We don't even support family life anymore or even promote it. I see more commercials about having sex without the risk of having children than about having babies in families. This world promotes everything from highly sensitive condoms to Plan B pills to now a surgical implant as in a birth control that you put in a woman's arm. I mean, really? Really? In addition to the birth control and the no baby propaganda on television, there is a continued parade of celebrities devaluing marriage by marrying and divorcing like it's a game show. Nowadays, people just have relationships where they do everything that you would normally do in a marriage, like live together and have children and have sex without any commitment in marriage, so they can leave whenever they want to with no accountability. That's the real reason why they're doing it. Or they do the opposite. They run to the altar for every reason in the world except love. They recite their vows like they're quoting or acting out a script with no reverence of the vows that they're taking before God. Did you know that marriage is actually an eternal, binding agreement that is acknowledged by God and is bound in heaven? And there is only one thing that actually frees you from your marriage vows. I bet you want to know what that is. To find out, you have to buy the book. And if you divorce for any other reason, other than that one reason that frees you from your marriage vows, then you are actually committing a sin. And your divorce is not honored by God or acknowledged. To everyone who is marrying and divorcing, marrying and divorcing, marrying and divorcing without a care in the world, you are actually, in fact, sinning. And you may, in fact, still be actually bound in marriage in heaven to your first marriage and not your current marriage. Shocker, isn't it? For more information about this topic, you have to read my book. Chapter 5 of my book, and How I See It, is an eye-opening chapter. It is a convicting chapter. It's waking up those things that nobody wants to discuss, but are in fact happening, and may keep you out of entering heaven's doors. And that's pretty scary. But hopefully my chapter 5 about marriage will remind this world that there is still value in marriage, and that it shouldn't be entered into carelessly, nor be taken lightly. Because marriage is not only ordained by God, it was created by God, orchestrated by God, and acknowledged by God. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. My chapter 5 about marriage uncovers a multitude of issues surrounding marriage. Issues that have not been spoken of, issues that definitely need to be addressed and acknowledged, and definitely need to change. If you haven't purchased my book or pre-ordered my book, you can do so right now by simply clicking the link in the description of this video, or if you're watching this on Instagram, by clicking the link in my bio. Trust me, you will not regret it. Have a wonderful night.